and I have a house minimum, I will not turn on my machine for less than my house minimum. And if you don't want to pay that, I don't want to work with you.
Yep.
It's just that simple. And you'll find that the majority of the people, it's not that I don't want to work with you, it's just that I know that there's someone standing right behind you who is more than happy to pay my house minimum.
Yep.
That is the case most of the time. So if you're afraid of coming up with that house minimum, don't be. Because someone may say, it's just 3 initials on a money clip. I'm not going to give you $45 for that.
The people that scoff usually fucking pay anyway.
They do.
It's very, very rare that people are like, have a nice day and leave. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Laser Source Podcast, the #1 podcast. If you are looking to grow or scale your laser business, I have the crew with me, plus Michael, slowly becoming a regular from Laser Engraving 911. What's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up?
And Matt, good sir, good day, good evening.
How's it going, guys?
Every day, your little like background situation is kind of like upscaling. And yeah, I like it. It's growing.
It's gonna be a Charizard soon. I'm really excited.
Yep. Charizard. Super mega evolution.
Basically, we're going to just go ahead and use the Sunstone. No big deal.
Chill. Yeah, no big deal at all. Kyle, how you doing, man?
Yo.
And Jimmy's here. Jimmy, what are you working on? You got something going on back there?
Oh, yeah, I'm playing with my canvases.
Nice. So, I don't think we had a particular topic in mind today. So we're really just kind of opening it up for Q&A. We got a lot of questions the last couple episodes, and we had so much to talk about during those topics that we didn't really have time to get to your guys' questions. So if you have questions, feel free to shout them out. I'm just going to kill time and talk about lasers in the meantime. Also, let's say hi to some of the people in live chat, because it's been a minute since we've done like little call outs here. Lightspeed Engraving was first today. Medal for Lightspeed. Andrew's here. Quasar. What's up, Jack? As always, love it. Night Sky was here 30 minutes early, killing it. Beam It Up Laserworks. What's up, Beam It? And the SD, what's going on? J-Mac thinks he was first. He's a little confused, but it's a good effort, J-Mac. Good effort, bro. And let's see, Open Host. What's going on? Love, pleasure to see you as always.
Love.
Carlos bought a Polar ... Polar Camel or OMTech Polar?
Polar Express.
I hate that movie so much, dude. Rhonda Fleming is here. What's up, Rhonda? Big H. Lots of people tonight. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Miranda's here as usual to babysit. Make sure that we don't get ourselves into trouble. Thunder Laser. What's up, Thunder? And John, another one, kind of becoming a regular. I feel like I'm seeing John's name more and more lately. And Clinton Hood, who's going to kick us right off. Does anybody have any glass acrylic work for protecting your eyes from CO2 laser when used in an enclosure? My recommendation is always noirlaser.com. Is that where you get your stuff too, Michael?
I believe that is still where I get my stuff. Yeah, because they just have such a wide spectrum and good quality products.
So if you go to their website, it's noirlaser.com. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. They're just the best. They have a link, a tab up at the top of their website called Laser Shield Windows. And you can buy them by the square foot and get them custom cut. So if you're planning an enclosure, they'll just cut it out for you, no problem, and you're done. And the CO2 material in general from them is very, very inexpensive. Where normally you're going to spend like $200 for a pair of safety glasses from No IR, the CO2 ones are typically about $50. So the per square foot cost should be pretty low. I got some new No IR glasses in the mail today. They're pretty sick. So these are all right. So these are two of my favorites. They're the YG5s, which are fiber spectrum protection. So these are OD5 Plus at 1064, and they're OD5 Plus at UV 355. So these are decent for like having around the shop. These are my CO2 ones. They're just super clear, easy, no problem. And then these are my old diode laser glasses. These are called the KTYs. They're very dark red, almost like a burgundy, very, very dark. And I upgraded these to my DBYs. These are very, very cool glasses. So you get OD7 plus at 355 nanometers for UV. You get OD7 plus at 1064 nanometers for fiber, and you get OD7 plus for 455 nanometers for visible light laser too. So they cover all three of the big ones in one pair of goggles, and they're actually not too dark. They're not too bad. Dark enough that you're not going to get like welder's eye, but not so dark that you can't see your framing. So these are DBYs. They're very cool. They came in today, so I'm super stoked on those. I also upgraded from the goggles because I didn't like not having my peripheral vision. These like slide like right over my glasses, and like you've got full peripheral coverage over here, and they're just like solid one-piece plastic. So anyway, just some mail I got today. Kind of cool.
Solid win.
Yeah, solid win.
Yeah, Alex, I remember when we first I think got the lasers, we were using really dark glasses.
They were like black,
and we went out
ones like Jimmy has on.
And we went out to go do the training at LMT, and you remember he was wearing the nice ones from No IR, and we were both like, "Hey,
yeah,
you can actually see your work through those." Where did you get those? And he was like, "Oh, you want to know where to get those?" And then from that day on, it was just like,
you can see the keyboard, right? You can see the monitor.
Pay good money for good protection, but also when you pay good money, you're able to actually see what's around you and what's going on.
Because the non-quality glasses that actually protect your eyes are very dark. They have a very low visible light transmission value. The expensive ones have a good high visible light transmission values. That's one of the reasons I like the YG5s are practically clear. You can almost see right through those. I'm not doing them a lot of justice right now because they're folded up, but there's almost nothing there. It's just a tiny little tint. So yeah, Michael and I have been shopping from No IR for a long time. They're super great. Whoa, let's see. That's a big bump. Big bump. Yeah, big bump while we were just chatting.
Can we start highlighting a couple?
Before we do that, I just want to say hi to everybody we missed so far. Joel, hey Joel, and Mike, and Gunzy, and Bill, and Mike C. just got the FG1 from No IR for fiber. Nice. I'll have to check that out. I don't think I've looked at that pair too closely. And go ahead with the question, Scott.
So Garrett, starting off, is there a possibility that the Laser Everything crew will get an XY table for a Galvo or even a 3D Galvo and demonstrate how those would function down the road?
I don't know, Kyle, is there?
I mean, there's always a possibility. At least right now in my shop, I don't have a huge need for an XY table because I just don't do anything big enough to really necessitate something like that. Maybe a 3D Galvo at some point, but I have a lot of things already stacked up in front of me. I want to get through before I commit to any
Kyle has 3 lasers.
Any other I have many lasers.
Yeah. What about you, Matt? Do you see any XY table in your future?
I don't know. I mean, it's, to me, I've always been the kind of guy who's practical because I've got the small footage shop. It's kind of like if I had it, like if somebody had a product for me to make and it was going to be something to get into, sure. I mean, it's definitely something that would be cool, you know?
Yeah.
So what about you, Michael?
Yeah. Anything on Laser 911 about XY tables?
There's a really, I love watching the videos of those machines work. Yeah. And there's going to be a shop somewhere where that's going to be necessary to have one of those, especially with like the 3D Galvo and the automated, everything automated. But I think you're going to have a really specific use for something that you have a lot of parts, a lot of different planes that you need to program in that you want it to zoom to and then focus to and then go over here and do to that.
Yeah.
Like I don't have, and I mean, I've been doing this for how many years now? I mean, there hasn't been a job. How do I say this? There hasn't been a job that's come my way where it wouldn't have just been faster to set the part in and automatically focus to it and get it lined up and move on to the next part.
Yeah.
Right. But that's just my shop. You know, there could be a mass production facility where it makes sense to have that technology in your cabinet.
Yeah. I mean, I would do it just for science. That's what we do here. We just explore things just for the fun of it, except all of my machines behind me have EasyCAD 2 light boards, except for the UV, which is an EasyCAD 3 board that I want to ditch for an EasyCAD 2 board so that I can use it with light burn. So I don't think that I probably even have the kit to do it. Maybe that'll be something we put on the list to brush on before I downgrade, or maybe, you know, we'll get lucky and we'll get EasyCAD 3 support for light burn. But
to throw it in there too, JMac says, dude, I'll do some 3D.
Yeah, for sure.
JMac, get on it. Do some 3D.
Yeah.
Can always use more knowledge out there.
Yeah.
Ryan says, I struggle with annealing stainless steel on a fiber galvo. Please point me in the right direction with resources.
Yeah, I mean, we have an episode on the channel. First thing I would do is find I think it's just called How to Engrave and Anneal Steel. So I would go watch that first. It's very simple and straightforward. But the trick with annealing is a higher frequency. The higher you get that frequency, the lower the impact is going to be on the metal. So you stop ablating and you start annealing. If you don't have a laser that has a super high frequency range, you can defocus a little bit, and that will make your dot size a little bigger, which will also reduce the impact. Or your third option would be to get a larger lens. So if you're on like a 110, get like a 300 and then just turn the power down a little bit, and that has the same exact effect. The 300 millimeter lens is going to make that dot size a little bigger, so you're not smacking the metal so hard, because you're essentially, if you're struggling to get an anneal, it's because your impact on the actual metal is too hard and you're ablating it, you're removing material, and that's not what you want. So high frequency if you can. If you can't, defocus. If you don't want to defocus, get a larger lens. That's the kind of the spark notes on that.
Alex,
yeah.
What would be considered a high frequency?
Yeah, that's a good note too. So I think I don't know about you, Michael. I've had success like 100 plus. 100 plus. It's maybe even like 120 plus kilohertz, and you really start to get to the point, depending on your wattage, of course. And there's extra rules about MOPAs. Yeah, so
frequency power.
It's not that straightforward, but I would say like for most people, like 120-ish kilohertz and higher, you're not going to be able to get an ablation. You're only going to be annealing. So
yeah.
So would you
agree? I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. To add to the resources that you have available to you, I've provided a link to black marking on the stainless steel video from Alec.
The little Z mark
from way back in the
Z mark
history.
Yeah.
There are some tips there for defocusing to get heating effect instead of ablating, and some other good gold nuggets of info.
I mean, the old trick from the Michael and I days is to focus, start the laser, and then defocus it while the laser is running. At some point, it's going to stop sparking and it's just going to glow, and you're not going to hear it anymore, because when it ablates, you can hear that. So defocus until you get the glow, and then you're going to be kind of in anneal territory too, if you have to defocus in order to achieve it.
Yeah, I'm doing a bunch of surgical parts right now where I have to do an anneal mark, and it's really critical that I don't ablate anything on these parts.
Right.
And one of the settings, I have our old setting, Alex, that I still use, but I created a new setting about a year ago where I actually do more passes faster. Okay. And it actually gets even darker than our original setting.
Heat layers.
So I'm kind of just going, woo, 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 like much faster. and it's actually a quicker mark. It's darker, and I bet if I screwed around even more, I could find it even. There's a lot of different settings out there for a good black mark, but sometimes trying to get it all black in one shot may not be the right avenue. You might want to go by it really quick a few times, and each time it goes by, it'll get darker and darker and darker.
I'd be a believer of that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool to see. Then maybe a laser 911, laser engraving 911 episode on that at some point.
Oh, have you noticed I haven't even dived into fiber?
I know, dude. I'm aware. I've been kind of curious about that, so I'm looking forward
your
to
breakout episode right there.
If you guys haven't seen Michael's channel, go subscribe to it. It's Laser Engraving 911. It's the first result that comes up. Just pop that into YouTube because he's got a lot of cool stuff over there. What do we have next, Kyle? What's next?
Joel says, any advice on how to properly price jobs?
That is a Michael and Matt question. Michael, I'll throw it to you first, man.
No, I want Matt to throw it to you first. I just did a whole video on my channel that you just mentioned called 10 Reasons Why Laser Engraving Businesses Will Fail. And pricing is one of the things I cover in there. It's
great. So now I'm going to just get like the master just is like, I already explained that. Let's see if this idiot listened.
No. You go ahead.
So here's me, I guess. And sorry, I'm like not looking up. Let me see here 1 second. There we go. So for me, the way I've done things as a small business starting up, and for one-offs, I mean, you're gonna price a little higher because you have to, in my opinion. Unless it's some kind of an entry point deal where basically you're pricing them for one just to like show them a product and like, here you go. That's kind of my thing. But for me, it's usually 300%. Like if that helps you understand. So if you have an $8 item, it's going to be like $25, right? Because then what ends up happening is if you mess up a blank, you can cover the cost of a blank. So if you have to do 50 of them, and for me, I always buy about, because I'm still, plus like my thing is I'm building my inventory. Like I know Alex isn't a big fan of having inventory, but I have so many people who do like, I need like a cup by tomorrow. Do you have this? And I can then just say, well, yeah, I've got this, and I can pop one out. So for me, I usually will order like an extra 10% of something. So if I get 50 items, I'll order 5 just for mess ups and also just to have a couple extra at the end. And so 300% means if I mess up an $8 item, I can cover it and still be profitable in the mess up. So basically it pays for it and covers it. And also if I don't mess anything up and everything goes great and awesome, then I made a good profit. So that's usually what I do for companies. For nonprofits and other stuff, you can price things a little differently. Like I usually work with charities and a lot of 401(c)(3)s or 501(c)(3)s, the non-profits. Mm-hmm. And so that's where you can kind of work with them to do what's best and what you think, But at the end of the day, if you're trying to run a business, you do need to make a profit, right? Because that's how, like, literally we were talking about the shop getting better here. I had a really nice job where I normally don't charge the extra $10 an item, the extra $5 an item, whatever. And I did, and it helped cover the cost of a new workshop table. So like, there you go. Right. Yeah. So at a certain point, you have to realize like you have to invest in yourself. You do have to charge a little more because like we talked about, I think a couple of weeks ago, you don't want to be in that race to the bottom with people. That's not what you want to do. Good if you're trying to turn this into a business. Now, if this is just a side gig and you're trying to pay off your machine or buy a couple extra little doodads, it's what you're trying to do with it, I guess is my answer. Yep. So yeah, there you go.
I like that 300% rule. That's like
it's just
something
easy math.
That's like tangible, easy math that just people that maybe don't have like an extensive business background can just be like, I can apply that, like that's very applicable.
And by the way, if you do that, 300% should cover, now that's only for like certain items, but like if you were going to make like an ornament and the material only costs $1.50, you're probably not going to want to charge $7 for the ornament. That's where like, what are you doing with it afterwards? Because for me, like a cup is like $7 to $8, and then I really just have to give it a wipe, put it into a box. I'm okay with that. But if I had to take it and then like Boyce has those pieces that he has to cut out and then place them and this and that, so you do have to factor in work time too and labor. So just depending on the product you make, factor in labor time. For me, like these glass ornaments, the labor time is I put it on the thing, I take it off and put it into a box. So I'm not going to kill somebody on my labor there.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
What do you think, Michael?
That's all good stuff. I will add to that, and I will mention something that I mentioned in my video, that I always have a house minimum. Okay. So what you were just talking about, Matt, was you were talking about doing production work. You're talking about, hey, if you buy a case of 24 cups from me, how do you price them? You want me to make you 50 wooden keychains? How do you price those? Right. So I deal a lot more with people bringing me things that they want engraved.
Yeah.
Watches, bachelor gifts, small run, what I call, a pair of, champagne flutes, cake server set, cutting boards, high end, sometimes I do some firearm work. Okay. So I have.
That scares the shit out of me.
Well, that's just that.
Yeah. But it needs to get done.
What I'm saying is
the job shop, man.
Is I'm a job shop.
Big reward, baby.
And I have a house minimum. I will not turn on my machine for less than my house minimum. And if you don't want to pay that, I don't want to work with you.
Yep.
It's just that simple. And you'll find that the majority of the people, it's not that I don't want to work with you. It's just that I know that there's someone standing right behind you who is more than happy to pay my house minimum.
Yep.
That is the case most of the time. So if you're afraid of coming up with that house minimum, don't be. Because someone may say, it's just three initials on a money clip. I'm not going to give you $45 for that.
But it's the artwork, it's the preparation.
Yeah, but they don't understand that, and you can explain it to them. They don't care about that.
I experience working with you, Michael. Too, the people that scoff usually fucking pay anyway.
They do.
It's very, very rare that people are like, "Have a nice day" and leave.
So set your house minimum. Don't bend on it. Always take, what you need to figure out what you are worth and what you need to make a living. That is super important. If you can't figure that out and what you need to be, and it's not by minute, by hour, it's just, look, I have a specialized service and a skill that I'm providing to you. I'm going to make your stuff great. When I hand this back to you, you're going to be like, poof, right? And I know what that's worth. And that's why I'm going to tell you this job is blank amount of money. Okay. And it varies. I have a flat rate for firearm work and it starts at $65. I don't care if it's one little number on your firearm. If it's one little mark, doesn't matter. It's going to be $65 and it just goes up from there.
Yep. So, I mean, like one of the things that we say on the podcast all the time that resonates with this is that if you, and again, this is like a laser sourcism at this point, but if you don't value your time, nobody else is going to. Right. So
very good.
Said. You absolutely have to,
the house. I'm kind of liking the house minimum thing. That kind of makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's something you know very little about, isn't it, Jimmy?
I know.
Hey, dude, you open the gate. Jimmy's got a freebie problem right now. Jimmy's a big believer in the theory that if you give $1 million worth of stuff away, you'll get $8 million worth of business back.
No, sometimes I fail, but other times, you got to gain people's interest, and all they really got is my Facebook page. So I know what people want. So I will,
and then you make it for them for free and give it to them.
But then I will get business from that also, because as you're getting it out there and people see it. And then boom. So, but I see both ends. But you're right. I'm sure you're probably more right. I'm sure
the truth is in the middle somewhere, Jimmy. Yeah. I'm sure it's between us somewhere. I'm probably a little right. You're probably a little right.
And to add to what Jimmy's saying, and it also goes to what you're saying. What's interesting, and it also ties in with the bike saying too. Like, I made a cup for someone local here in town just because they own a shop too that I go to all the time. It's one of my favorite places to go to. And I made a cup for them, and they were like, "Oh my god, this is dope, dude! Thanks." Like, yeah, I really appreciate it. I was like, "Yeah, no problem, man. I had a red cup that went with your shop. Here you go, And they're like, "Oh, that's awesome, dude!" And there really was nothing behind it besides me. Just I had an extra red thing, and I kind of needed to get rid of it. And I was like,
"But you did it for a reason, Matt.
No, well,
for a reason.
Well,
no, I
okay,
just
can we
did it to
point
be
out a
nice.
difference here, though? Too, Matt is giving
What?
away free stuff to businesses, and Jimmy is giving
Well,
free stuff
and
away.
so
to
here's
people.
what happened though. Listen though, and this is what it kind of goes back to what everybody said, because I really was doing it altruistically, meaning like I gave it away with no intent besides just here you go. Also, you know, the person was like, here's some free breakfast on me. I was like, oh well, I mean, you don't have to, but thanks. But the cool thing was, I just got a phone call today from someone that's like, hey, I was in this store today, and I was talking to them about trying to get some Christmas items for my staff, and they said that you've got a great company, and I should reach out to you. So could you give me a call back? So I literally got a lead on a job by not even trying to do. So that's kind of what Jimmy's saying. But that's one of those things too. I really wanted to touch on what Michael said, which is when people, she said, I Googled and so this is where like your work speaks for yourself, I think is what Michael's saying. Like when people scoff at $65 or whatever, if you've got a portfolio of items that you've made and people can see what you do, that feeling he's talking about, that's what people are willing to pay for. Like that.
That's
oh
correct.
my God, this is exactly what I wanted, you know?
And
So-
if you guys, by the way, just quick
Yeah.
plug, if you guys haven't seen it, Matt has an episode up on Laser Everything about how to set up a Google My Business page so that you appear in Google search results. It's a great way to showcase your work and make you findable in your local area. We go on and on about the benefits of that.
Well, and that's
later
exactly
on,
what
but
happened
it's a
today.
great
Yeah.
episode.
So
Yeah,
the
go watch
lady said, I Googled you while I was sitting there and I saw some of the stuff you've made and I want to get some cups from you.
Yeah.
So I saw the one cup that you made for the person. And then I saw other items in your shop and I want to talk to you about this and also some other stuff. And I was like, oh, sweet. So having that portfolio, having the work that shows you're worth it, and then just making connections is what Jimmy's talking about. That's a big thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because local work, like Alex, I've known Alex for 3 years now, and he had a successful business, but he was all local work. Most of Alex's work was local. I would prefer to go non-local. Not for me. It works. Non-local works better for me. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because where I live, and I live in a small town where, you know how it is. So, it's a tough call.
One of the things that we've talked about on the channel before is if you establish a local market first, it will help fund your outreach to the non-local market.
Yeah.
You use those smaller local jobs to pay for a website, to pay for Google advertising, to pay to get that outreach so that you can start reaching outside of your county, outside of your state. But you have to have a base first, a steady stream of income, and then you reinvest that into your outreach, and you can reach a little further. It gives you the ability to reach a little further. We are 26 minutes into this episode, and we've answered like 3 questions.
5.
So
We got 5.
we're gonna keep going. Boyce is here, just so you guys know.
Hey,
Boyce
Boyce.
is here now. What's up, Boyce? How you doing, man?
Oh, just dealing with some family drama, so I'm laying in bed.
Oh no, dude! I'm so sorry to hear that. You
Kids are a
look
bitch,
okay.
probably.
Don't e-stop, emergencystop.net.
Big H.
Wait,
Yeah,
Voice's
do it,
beard.
Kyle, do it.
Voice's beard.
Big H says, Lightburn user, need to add a 110 lens. I don't have the corrections file for a 110. The 175 that came with the SFX fiber works fine. Advice on how to proceed getting a 110 going. Yes. So, fun fact, your corrections file is usually going to follow your lens because your lens is the biggest factor in what changes. So if you have 2 110 lenses, you're probably going to see a big difference between the 2 of them on your corrections file if you do a correction for both. But I have some links for you. First off, if you are on Lightburn and it's simply not tangible for you to switch to EasyCAD, there's a guide for you. Alternatively, here's the guide playlist that Alex did on Lightburn for Galvo, crash course. And I believe it's one of the first couple episodes. Teaches you how to hot swap between Lightburn and EasyCAD, and when you hot swap to EasyCAD, you open up the ability to run core file, and there's a video on that as well.
Yep,
that will get you going, and that's all we're going to cover on this one.
Yeah, really, if you haven't, because this is a big rabbit hole question, but if you haven't, go watch the Lightburn for Galvo crash course. It's literally designed for this, and it's something we cover.
Very involved. It's not something we can cover
live right now. But there are some great resources for you, and if you get stuck, there are links to the Discord and Facebook down in the description. They're free, and we can try to help you out, or someone in the community can try to help you out down there to kind of nudge you along in the right direction. But those are good resources, Kyle. Thank you.
It really helps to see it in video form.
Mm-hmm,
so can't recommend that highly enough.
Yep.
Mike says, I was looking at the DBY, but I was concerned about the range since it tops out at 1070.
I don't have that open at the moment, but I can open it up because I'm pretty sure that even though we're not going to be at like 7.9 or whatever, it's still
ramps down kind of slowly.
Is it? Yeah. Is it a slow ramp? Oh yeah.
From what I remember when you're showing me it ramps down a little, but it's like above 6.5.
At 1090, it's still OD 5.7, and that's a legitimate OD 5.7, which I think is still better than the Chinese stuff that you're getting in the mail with your laser. So I'm not super concerned about it. And again, I have the YG5s. So if I'm really doing something super reflective and I'm crazy concerned about if I'm doing copper, I'll put the YG5s on. Like I have a pair for that. But the DBY will be a nice convenience thing so that when I'm just kind of running between machines or whatever, I can just pop them on. Unless I plan on sticking my face in the laser path of the CO2, I should be good with those. So I mean, you're fair point. Totally fair point. But again, at 1090, you're still getting, what was it? 5.7, almost OD6, which is like, if Chris was here, he'd be like, it's 0.0000006%, whatever. So, I'll take my chances. I think we're good.
Something physicsy.
Yep. And JMac says, I'll do 3D. Yep. Just bring that up again.
Yep.
Carlos says, do y'all got an opinion on the OMTech Polar? Lightspeed Engraving has one.
Looks cool. I asked OMTech for one, and they told me to shove it. So,
all I know about it is it's a little machine. It's a little guy.
Little guy, yeah, for sure.
Little guy.
Even I think it's even that I won't worry about that little guy. I think it's more or less same footprint size as the light object behind you. It's just.
You think? I thought it looked a little smaller than that. Honestly,
I think it's way shorter. I know that
I thought they put the Polar out to compete with the Wiki Cloud.
Yeah, I think
it's more like Glowforge format.
Oh, I thought it was a little bigger. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know because OMTech hasn't sent me one. OMTech, send me a Polar.
And I saw a video of someone reviewing the Polar recently, and I was like, oh, look at this little thing. And they mentioned, I forget who it was, that the reason it looks so much like the Cloud is because the same factory that does the Cloud is working with Polar, and they're kind of,
Yeah, sure.
So
you just put a divider up in the wall, and it's a new
that
company.
was mentioned in the video that they're kind of all in the same.
Bro, and I'm sure their next door neighbor is the people making the Glowforge, and I'm sure. I'm sure that the Cloud was made by people who quit from over there and then moved across the street. You know what I mean? That's the way it goes over there, dude.
Shared resources.
Totally. Yeah, that's a very nice way to say that, Kyle.
It looks like a pretty cool little unit, though.
Dude, I just want to play with one because it looks fun.
Yeah, everybody likes a little thing to play with,
fun.
Right?
A little guy. A little guy.
Andrew F. says, agreed.
The phrasing of the last minute's worth
guys,
is just golden.
Go check out the LMA. It's the number one way to support the channel. You can find out more over at masters.lasereverything.net.
Yes. Beaming Up says, I have better luck annealing with a 220 over my 110. Yes. So a lot of that has to do with dot size, the density. You're not digging at the metal so much. It's kind of like
your energy density.
Yeah. You don't want to dig anything.
Yeah, because it's like focusing with a magnifying glass, right? We don't want to burn the ants. We just want to like kind of air fry them a little bit. We want a larger dot.
Suntan.
A little suntan.
Love says, how are you feeling, Kyle?
Oh, poor Kyle.
I'm like 85 to 90%, little persistent cough. So you'll hear me. Well, hopefully you won't hear me. Mute the mic so I'm not hacking in everybody's ears. But
you're better than you're doing on Tuesday for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm feeling on the upswing. Thank you.
If you guys have ever seen Zoolander when it's like, I've got the black lung pop. Yeah.
Ryan says, thank you for the explanation.
You got to do.
We're all happy to help you out.
You got you.
Love has a question regarding compressor for CO2 laser. Are they necessary?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Get one. Get the
Absolutely.
dude. I just got that new California air tool. It's so nice, dude. I
Very
could
What did you get?
put
I am so
the
impressed
1
with
gallon.
that.
I got the 1
Oh, you
gallon.
got the one? I've
Dude,
got the 8-gallon.
Yeah, it just
Love it.
I don't even care because it turns on and it's like
Very
Matt's like
impressed.
that little guy.
I could
Yeah.
put a pillow next to that fucking compressor and leave it on and I can fall asleep. Like it's
So,
so quiet. It's so
what's-
nice.
My dad worked in industrial painting for like 10 years, where the compressors, and by the way, this is like in the 70s and 80s when the compressors literally sounded like jackhammers going off. And the other day he was in the garage and I was doing an engrave and it kicked on and he didn't know what it was. It was like next to him and he's like, what? I mean, it's about 50 to 60 decibels, just so you guys know. So it's like your refrigerator turning on basically.
Yeah.
And he literally, like, we were talking just like this and he's like, what the hell is that? You got another fan going? I don't know. And I said, no, that's the compressor. And he looked down and he was like, no shit. And
Very
it's
impressed.
oilless. By the way, it's
Yep.
oilless, which is awesome.
Yep.
The only thing I can tell you, they make two. One is you'll see has a stainless steel tank, and then the other one has an aluminum tank. Go for the aluminum one because it won't rust. So when you have the water, if you have any humidity inside of the tank, which you're gonna,
Smart.
the stainless steel rust. So when I buy my second one, I will get an aluminum one. I think it's like $30 more.
I didn't see that option for the 1 gallon one, but I don't mind emptying it.
Yeah,
'cause it's
I've
a
got the
gallon.
8-gallon.
You literally pull the pan and it's like, psst, and then it's empty. So it's just like whatever. Michael, do you still have that freaking behemoth one, the billion-gallon
No, that was
fucking
for the sandblaster, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was. No,
Yeah, that was for the
mixed it.
sandblaster. I use two quiet. I have a Makita extra quiet compressor, a little
Makitas are
double
nice.
tube one.
Yeah.
And then I have the other one. It's like starts with an M, some Japanese.
They do
but
the trick.
they're both
Yeah.
high end quiet compressors.
Yeah.
And because I work from home. Kids sleeping upstairs, like I can't be having,
Right.
going on.
Be
all the
shaking the
time.
house.
Yeah,
That's it.
and I
That's the
don't
thing
like-
too, dude. I'm right there with you. I'm on the second floor, and then my wife sleeps under the, right under the shop, and then the kids are right on the other side of this wall over here. So
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, so I have those extra quiet compressors. They work great.
I know that Jimmy still has a behemoth, and that he's running an airline literally from one side of his garage, snakes around all his shit
If
all
you
the way
cut a
over to
hole
the
in
other
the top
side.
That's what mine does.
Compressor, he could crawl into it and take a nap.
You can crawl into it. Yeah, it's so big. And
That's why I said I'm very, very impressed with this California.
the air
compressor.
tools, yeah, they're nice. They're nice.
I'm very impressed by that.
What are you doing these days, boys? I remember we set your air pump up, but I don't even remember what the pump was.
It's California.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Nope.
Yep.
Yep.
It rarely even comes on. It just stays full.
Yeah.
I empty it and it just.
I don't
How
have
many
an-
gallon? 1 gallon?
I don't even remember.
You don't use an air compressor, Kyle? You have not even the Chinese fish pump?
Oh yeah, I have a one of the aquarium style pumps. I just don't have a full size compressor yet.
Yeah,
it's on the list. What I will add to this conversation is you need some kind of air movement. So you need some kind of like aquarium pump, and it's going to range in quality, right? Just like everything else, you're either paying for quality or you're getting by, or you're not getting by, which is the worst case scenario. But you need some kind of air movement. For one, it keeps your mirrors clean. It cleans the cutout if you're cutting material. And if you're not doing that, a lot of the time you're singeing the material, which means your edges are going to look like poop.
More cleanup too.
So,
more work.
Yeah, and a lot of the time it results in more cleaning. So just a lot of variety, but you need something. A compressor is going to give you much better PSI coverage for cuts. An aquarium pump, a lot of the time in like dual systems, that'll be for like engraving or low
if
pressure.
If you're doing acrylic, it makes like the most pristine edges. Just I do a lot of acrylic, and it's like it looks like the polished glass. The other thing I'll tell you too is make sure you read or call your manufacturer about what pressurization your lines can handle. Like the Boss behind me can go up to 100 pounds, like 100 psi. Not that I would ever need that much, But it's one of those
Yeah,
things like
fair
if you get some machine and just for example, I've got 3 kids and my daughter comes out and is like, "What's this red knob do?" And then poof, there goes one of your lines and you have to replace it. That would really suck. So just a heads up.
In all fairness, you also have a machine that's designed for cutting. You have a
Yeah,
150
it's a
watt.
big cutting machine.
Most people with 100 watt or less, you probably won't ever see more than like 25 psi or need more than 25
Yeah,
psi.
it's usually like 30, 25 to 30. And the air compressor is going to make your cuts cleaner. But another important thing that I know that you're saying, but you're not mentioning, is that it needs to extinguish the flames. Okay, so the air is what's blasting the flames out. I know that sounds like it does. More oxygen, more flame. It's actually so you have to have it, or your flames will rise up, especially with acrylic and other wood, and get all over your lens. And that's it.
Well,
blow your lens.
and the other thing too is the blowback. If you've got metal, like I use only the blades. I have a honeycomb bed. I've never put it in ever. I just cut everything on blades. And just like he was saying, when you cut the edges, you'll literally see, like some people say, I don't know how to get rid of these white like singe marks where it finishes cutting. It's the air. Like clean blades and air.
The fire thing is huge. I was using the X tool while we were doing the review for that, which I'm editing right now. It's coming eventually, guys.
I wouldn't know what you're talking about. I've never had that happen to me.
That thing is the diode lasers in general, when you're trying to cut with them, are like fire machines. Like they just start fires like every time you try to cut anything with them ever. And I got the old fish pump, the old fish tank pump, aquarium pump from the OMTech at the shop, and I brought it here and I just converted the line for that, and that barely pushes any air through, but it pushes air through, and all of a sudden the X tool stopped making fire. So it matters. It makes a big difference. What do we have next, Kyle?
We have Clinton. Is there a big difference between a 35 watt and a 60 watt CO2 Galvo? Just mark speed or larger lens availability? Will a 200 lens not do an entire width of a tumbler?
Well, I haven't had a 60 watt Galvo CO2, so I can't really speak on the capabilities of that, but I've gotten all the way around fairly large, like medium to large size tumblers with the 30 watts. I think I run into focal issues before I run into power issues, where my lines just get so fat because the dot size is getting so big out at the edges of the tumbler. And Kyle and I are working on procuring some things that will fix that. But before I run out of power and I stop getting through the powder coat, like my lines are getting unusably thick at the edges. So, if I actually had to do a job like that, I would just throw the rotary under the Galvo CO2. It's still going to do it faster and cleaner than the fiber if you only have Galvo lasers. And it's going to definitely do it faster than the gantry because your scan speeds are going to be 10 times faster, even if your rotational speed is not. So it's still beneficial to use it regardless. I know the price difference between a 35 and a 60 watt, especially with Synrad and coherent RF tubes, is vast. It's a vast difference, in my opinion. And I get argued with about this a lot, but in my opinion, I think 35 watts is fine. Especially if it's going to be a tumbler machine, I think you're good. But that's anecdotal, pinch of salt on that. Pinch of salt on that one. I haven't used the 60 watt. Maybe 60 watts a night and day difference. And once one ends up here in the shop, I'll, go back on that and say that I would never take anything under 60. I don't know. But so far in my experience, the 30 watts, and not 35, mind you, minus 30, has been excellent. It's been wonderful.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to shed some more light on a 60 watt in the future.
Yep.
Next up, John. Watch Mike's 10 Reasons video. I watched it sometime back. Good stuff. We agree.
Yeah, definitely go check that out. Again, yes. Michael Mullins, guys, Laser Engraving 911 on YouTube. He's the only one here on Laser Source at the moment that isn't like directly affiliated with Laser Everything. Someday, go give his channel some love. He deserves it. He's got a lot of really great content. Very different from what we're doing over here at Laser Everything. Very, very different quality content. So if you want to broaden your horizons and watch some new stuff, go check out Michael's channel. Again, it's Laser Everything 911 on YouTube.
Matt, Love has a question for you, and she's calling you out. Didn't you have to tie the strings on, Matt? I'm not one of them. I'm just playing with.
Yeah. By the way, I have 10 of them right now, literally sitting here tied. So, boom.
Boom.
Yeah. Like I figured out a way to tie them nice and quickly, even with my crappy hands. So
is that job still not done, bro?
Nope. I told you, like it's literally one of those ones that I'm just doing as an ongoing job because they said they don't need them until December 14th. So it's kind of like when I come out here and I'm on days like this is perfect. Last night I woke up, I fell asleep. Yeah, pretty much. Just sprinkle it in because then so yesterday at work, I had a lady who's like, hey, I need trophies by like Friday. Can you do that? And I was like, yes. And then when I went to go deliver some cutting boards, there was a lady who was like, hey, can you make me stuff for my wedding? And I said, sure. When is it? Like March or April or something? She was like, well, it's December 17th. And I was like, okay. Because it's just like, it's hard to turn down money when it's just sitting there. And acrylic is my thing, man. Like I got it just sitting
Michael just looked down. He was like, yes.
No, I was actually looking at my calendar when you said that, and I have this mark on my calendar.
By the way,
on the 14th of December, and it says, it's a reminder for me. It says start to limit jobs.
Yep.
It's literally to remind me to start saying no.
Yeah.
What's funny is my wife literally today said, just like last year, you need to pick a day that tells people no. And I was like, okay, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I have a limit. I have like a soft stop. That's the start. And then the next week, I think it's the beginning of the week, it just says no.
It's funny.
Yeah. And what's funny is, so the best part too is I told her yes, thinking that I had 2 weeks to get that done. And I was like, I can work in some 4 12 by 18 sheets of acrylic. No big deal. She literally sent me a message yesterday that's like, hey, here's the one thing you asked for. Can we get this by this weekend? That'd be so great. And I said, well, but she's a very, very sweet person who has helped me with a lot of things. So I just said, I will do my best to get them to you ASAP, which is not a yes, but it's not a no. And I will try to get it worked in. But,
super sticker from Love. Thank you, Love.
Yay. Thanks, Love.
Can anybody see it? Can anybody describe the sticker to me?
It is a pair doing the...
Oh, nice. Very nice. Thanks,
Yes.
Love. We appreciate having you by. Earlier we were talking, I just want to throw this comment up really quick. We were talking about Jimmy giving stuff away for free to try to get more people to get stuff. Mike C says, Jimmy uses the drug dealer business model. I love that description. And, I'm stealing it, and we're going to call it that from now on. Everybody is to refer to the way he does business as the drug dealer business.
I'm okay. I would be the norm or whatever, but
literally,
but listen,
he's like,
no.
Okay.
Say I wanted to try to make some sales, like say with certain.
Put him in the back
things.
seat.
So I would go. I had my buddy say, "Okay, I'll meet me at the bar 10 minutes early." I said, "Okay," so I'll make a sign because I know these people like this sort of team. So I'll go in there and, hey, how you doing? I'll give them the sign order. I'll buy him dinner and stuff like that. Boom, I'd make 30 sign orders in one night. So I'm kind of cheating, but I did it. It cost me a couple of drinks and I bought him dinner and we sat there, shot the shit, and people just keep coming at me and I'm like, oh my God.
By the way, Jimmy has a friend who comes up and very loudly says, where can I get such wonderful items?
Nope. He just said he opens it up because you always go there on game night. That's what you do. So he opens it up and he asks the bartender to turn it on for him. So they'll turn it on, he'll hold it up and boom. There you
Jimmy's
go.
got tactics.
The guy leaves. My buddy.
When you light it up in a bar
myself.
full of drunk people, it will look cool and people will come talk to you for sure.
Hey, it's all about the money, right?
Hyper quick answer. Mike C is saying, I didn't see 1090 on their page in reference to the DBY glasses. Make sure you're looking on a desktop because I'm pretty sure that the graphs are cut off on mobile. So
they're like smart objects that you mouse over.
Another one that I want to mention really quick. Joel is asking, what is the group's thoughts about using a single axis draw to accurately get the focal distance for larger lenses like the 300 millimeter? That's fine. That's fine. But remember, if you're just going off of the focal distance on the lens, there are two key things to remember. One, the focal distance on the lens is an approximate focal distance. They all say the same thing, and they are different. Every individual lens is going to be plus or minus 5 to 10 millimeters. So you have to measure it at least once. Okay, you got to get a measurement. You have to know. You can do your testing. You can do the live focus method. But however you want to do it, that's a 300 millimeter stick right there, and you can cut the focal stick. Or you can use the DRO. But remember also, the approximate focal distance listed on the lens is the distance from the mirrors to the surface that you are engraving, not from the lens to the surface you are engraving.
The black part of the where the lens is inside, that's not touching the lens.
It's literally the mirrors. So if you look up inside the Galvo scan head and you see the two little mirrors right there, you have your y-axis mirror and you have your x-axis mirror. The x-axis mirror is typically the lower one. It's that to the material. That is what that approximate, and it's not even exact, approximate focal distance is referencing to. So make sure that you measure accurately. Once you're done, go nuts. Use a draw, use a focal stick, guess, whatever. Just measure once. Yeah, I use rule. I use clear acrylic. I have them right here.
Oh no!
Hey, can I have one of those hats?
Did he just let loose the beast?
Yeah.
Yeah, the beast is dead.
I think this is from Alex and Michael days too. Is it not, Michael? The old.
Be. Yeah.
You mark until you're in focus. You slap that down on the material, and you're measuring the meniscus of the lens, right?
Correct.
So you just kind of look dead on. You try to find right where the lens dips over, and it's straight, and measure in millimeters. Don't sit there and try to guess 64ths of an inch or whatever on a fucking ruler. Just measure in millimeters and get your focal distance that way. But then if you want to use a DRO, whatever.
Yeah. I want to throw this up here real quick too. We got someone just joined the LMA today.
Hey.
And so I wanted to answer his question. The difference between 80 millimeter rotary chucks, the price difference between 160 and 350 looks like the same model. Do you guys know of any differences?
Not really.
Chuck's a chuck.
Yeah, a chuck's a chuck, especially since you're only typically moving in one direction. Even shitty stepper motors are going to do the same job as the expensive ones. So
ultimately, the difference is usually either the chuck itself, which usually there's not a difference, or the motor, or the stand it's on. There's really only three components. And let's face it, if the stepper motor sucks, you can upgrade it.
Yeah, or just
you can just order another one.
They're not that expensive compared to the cost of the machine.
And
relatively,
they're easy to replace too. Like
you can get a replacement stepper motor that's good quality for like between $20 and $40. So it's really not too bad. So if you end up with a crappy one, it's not the end of the world.
Especially for Galvo lasers, I would just get the cheap one. What about you, Michael? Do you have are you using like big, heavy, just paperweight chucks, or are you going with some expensive fancy shit?
I have a couple of specialty chucks that fit within the chuck. I still have the same rotary for the fiber. I really don't use it that often.
Yep.
But I did have a job where I had to buy an additional chuck that fit inside that chuck because it had wider jaws. There's some bracelets and I needed, I don't think it needs to be to put too much thought into the rotary. Most of them are going to do what you need them to do, unless you're really into like doing outside of rings and you have to have a pattern match up like perfectly. You might want to invest in a little better rotary if you're going to be doing that kind of stuff.
So Ron says, what do you do if you don't have a core file? Go to the links I dropped above.
Yep. Scroll up. There are like 2 comments above you.
Yep. There's 2 there. One goes to a Lightburn video and the other goes to the Lightburn for Gantry, or oh my god, Lightburn for Galvo crash course. And there you go.
Get together, Kyle.
Mike says, did you go by the chart instead of the ranges listed? I see now the chart goes to 1100. Yes.
Yeah, I usually go by the chart. I mean, the listed ranges are just what they're backing. So, that's like their official, this is what we promise it blocks, right? But the chart is still measured the same way they got those guaranteed values. So it's not any more or less reliable than the guaranteed values that was done, and those values were found using the same testing methods. So that said, I go by the chart. Yep.
Lowell says, interested in purchasing a UV and a CO2 Galvo, but I'm unsure I want to buy both at the same time. Will the UV be sufficient to pass on the CO2 Galvo? Currently have a CO2 gantry and a fiber.
What do you think, Matt? How are you feeling about your UV purchase?
So I think the UV purchase that I bought is definitely a great thing for me because I really have never had an option to do glass and crystal. I just really don't like the products that I made with the machines that I had. So really, I guess my answer to it would be, what is it that you're trying to do? What are you trying to make? And what's your process that you currently have for the stuff, for that situation? So I do tons of wood, like olive wood and all kinds of engraving. But the thing is, I also do a ton of cups. And so I can tell you right now, the UV gave me a completely new direction to go, and I'm really excited for it. And it also, I mainly bought it because Christmas ornaments, and I've gotten $2,000 worth of Christmas ornament orders. So it pretty much not paid off, but I mean, it definitely took a big chunk out of the cost of the machine. So that's good. But the other thing is, like, for me, I mainly do tumblers and wood products, right? So CO2 Galvo should have been my first one, but at the same time, I also have a couple of different companies around me that I know I'm going to go pitch some glass items to. So really, that's my answer is, what are you going to be able to make with it? If you're trying to make a business out of it and do production run stuff, is it going to up your ability to, produce products quickly? If it is, and that's what you're doing and you're trying to do, then go that way. If you're trying to branch out into new materials and new items, then I would say UV is a really neat and unique way to go. It's going to put you, it also gets rid of the having to have a sandblaster and stuff like that. So, I mean, it kind of helps take care of a couple of things that way. So kind of a long answer, but
I'd like to just add to that too, that please keep in mind, guys, CO2 Galvo is not CO2. CO2 lasers are continuous wave lasers, which means once they start firing, they do not stop firing until it reaches the end of the command that told it to fire. CO2 Galvo lasers are pulsed like fiber lasers and typically cannot reach maximum pulse energies, even at high wattages, that will give you a nice result on glass. So even if you're used to doing glass on a CO2 gantry machine, and you get good results on a CO2 gantry machine, CO2 Galvo, when it comes to glass and crystal, is a completely different beast. If you have any plans at all to do glass work, go with the UV. The CO2 Galvo will not work for you. Just throwing that out there. A lot of people think, oh, I'll just, I do glass on my CO2 now.
Nice.
I'll get the CO2 Galvo and I'll start whipping glass stuff out. And that's not...
Somebody make me big.
That's a good distinction, Alex.
Yeah, it's really important. It's really important to know that. So yep, there's some UV work for you guys. And Kyle, I'm gonna have you keep moving us along. We're 3 minutes out here. I want to try to burn through as much of this as possible. We want to make sure we get these guys their help.
Love says, any recommendations for a Mirror 7?
I have the 9. It's good. I like it. 7.
I think it was
a
I
little
like
smaller.
it too.
machines.
I like it too.
Yeah, Boy says the Mirror 9 as well. He seems to like it.
Crushing it.
Crushing it. Sweet. So check that out. Yep.
Speed running.
Go watch the Mirror 9 review. We have an affiliate link down in the description.
Skipping comments. Jack says it. I first had a K40 with no air. It made a tall flame.
Yeah.
Yep.
K40 days.
Did you see the X-Tool just announced an automatic fire extinguisher using CO2 cartridges?
Oh my god, that sounds like such a bitch.
That sounds like something they would need.
Did you see X-Tool just announce an automatic fire extinguisher?
Here's a good one. Russ says, "Oh God!"
Just really quick, one of the I guess you guys can watch the review when it's done. But one of the things that's been pissing me off about the X-Tool is the sensitivity of the flame detection. So like, if it just gets like a little bit too hot, it's just like, and it's just like start over. Nope, denied. So I've had to turn it off over and over and over again just to get it to finish jobs. If it was that, but blowing CO2 like blowing a CO2 cartridge every time it did it, I think I would go, man. I think I'd throw it in the garbage. Just saying. Okay.
I have to throw a quote in now. No stairway. Denied.
Yeah. Nice.
Russ Patch says, what are blades? Blades are these little like triangle shapes that
I'm not even set up to show that right now.
Yeah, it's hard to show right now, but I will explain. It runs from the front to the back of your machine, and it goes like this, and it supports the material at the tip. So ideally, it will give you less, just the tip, less contact on the material. So when you're cutting, it leaves less marking underneath the material. So if you go to like OMTech's website or somebody, oh, there you go.
There's some blades.
It looks like these. Those are
blade
blades.
table. Yeah.
Yes.
If you look under your honeycomb table, you might have one. But I literally have a video on the channel called "Surprise Blade Table" because I found out that my OMTech had one.
I
one
remember
day,
that.
and I had no idea it was down there. So yeah, they look like this. Usually this one in the middle right here, but they could look like any of these. All right, that's it.
David says, I order a camera from Lightburn, got the 85 110.
Yes. The answer is yes.
It'll work.
I have the 85. It works fine.
Yeah.
Jim actually has the 85 now because I gave it to him. It works fine.
Ben says,
we got to talk about cameras next time in systems. And I think that would be a good topic. Cameras, their pluses and their limitations.
Like camera job
cameras that are built into systems. Like I think we should talk about the pluses and the minuses of those.
Your tone makes it sound like you don't necessarily like the overhead. Do you like the overhead cameras?
Do I?
Yeah.
They can come in handy, but there are limitations, and a lot of the manufacturers don't tell you about those.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that.
And that's what I want to expose in a way.
By the way,
an expose.
Next video on Laser Engraving 911, 10 reasons why companies who use these cameras fail. Just heads up.
Yeah.
Ben says, can I get a cleaner cut with 100 watt versus a 30 watt fiber, maybe with less dross? Dross is the bane of my existence, cutting and marking gold and silver 22 gauge.
He's talking about slag?
Yeah, I think he's talking about slag.
That's what it sounds like to me, yeah. So with 100 watt, you have obviously more power, and with more power, you can run more speed. You can run a more aggressive wobble without, it's going to add time to it, but with the added wattage, you can burn through faster anyway. So it's not about quality with the 100 watt versus the 30 watt when it comes to cutting like that. It's more about time savings and what that means to you and your bottom line, and if that's important.
I would say slightly nicer, much faster, right?
Yeah, it's way more about speed, in my opinion, when it comes to that. If you're doing something like copper, where you're getting a lot more reflective energy off of it, you're going to be able to beat into the copper a lot more efficiently with 100 watt versus a 30 watt, especially if you're using a slightly bigger lens, because you're able to add more power behind it to back up that bigger lens. So you're going to find that you're cooking the material less as well in order to get through it.
Well, and with greater power also comes greater responsibility.
I was gonna say it, dude. That's such a dad joke. Nice.
Love says, I have the Mirror 7 coming, but that question was regarding a compressor for it. A good number of us will just stand behind the California Air Tools on that.
Yep.
Whether you get a 1 gallon, an 8 gallon, 4 gallon, whatever.
Yep.
So with the mirrors now, the way they have them set up, you have like an aquarium pump built in, but you have the ability to add compressor off the input jack on the back for cutting pressure.
Right.
So the aquarium pump gives you like what we were describing before is like the cleaning pressure, or the safety pressure to keep the flames out during an engrave.
Passive,
and
yeah.
keep the lens clean. Yeah. You have the ability of running the compressor into the back through like a little compression port.
It's just a quick release. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when
Like a
you
shark bite.
basically enable air assist and light burn, it should trigger the high pressure for cuts.
And we're gonna keep whipping. We're gonna keep whipping.
Yep.
$4.99 super sticker from Beam It Up.
Beam It Up.
Thank you, dude.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. And
that name.
we also have all right. So last question, guys. Last question. Oscar Goddard. I'm a newbie. I am doing personalized laser engraved leatherette mainly. I want to try tumblers, glass, wood, etc. I have a Cloud Ray Rakis 50-watt fiber. Do you think it will work with all of these options? You can get away with tumblers, but it's not fun. Glass, no. There's workarounds, but they're shitty and inconsistent. Wood, maybe if you have really high frequencies, but again, it's kind of shitty and inconsistent, and it varies a lot from wood to wood. So all of that stuff would do great on a gantry CO2 system. You can spend $1 million on it. You can spend $2 on it. You know, you get an OMTech, you get an Epilogue, whatever. Gantry CO2 will cover all of those options. UV will cover most of those options. The only one I would argue against, and I haven't tested this extensively, would probably be tumblers, because the whole point of using the CO2 is that the CO2 isn't going to mark the metal. The UV will, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. Neither here nor there right now. I think you want a gantry CO2. If you're on a tight budget, check out like the desktop OMTechs. You can get them for like $2,000. They take a little love. They need a little TLC to get them up and running. Or you can go the love route and pick up something like a Mirror 5 or a Mirror 7 if you want something mid-grade. Or Michael just got the Fusion Edge. Is that what it is? Yeah, yeah. And that you said that started around 10-ish on those? No, 12, 15.
No.
20.
Keep going.
This is why we don't talk about Epilogue on this channel.
Just keep
What was
going.
the Epilogue Maker one that was like $10,000?
Oh yeah, that they do have that out now. So check into that. There's actually there's another one they have out that is closer to the 10-12 range.
Not an affiliate. Just
By the way,
No,
you feel like
they don't do
burning all that money.
affiliates.
Yeah,
They don't do affiliates. They
They're
don't
like,
play that game.
fuck you. We're too fancy for that.
Yeah, they're too
my 2
fancy.
cents on that one. My
Yep.
2 cents on that one is, if you're trying to make your money, like this CO2 has more than paid itself off twice in the year and a half I've had it, or 2 years I've had it. So like it does everything that you just put on there. Like Alex was saying, the CO2 gantry is just super versatile, and not only does it do all the engraving, but the cutting, which you don't even realize how much stuff you can personalize and cut and do. So just saying.
Oscar, you need a CO2 gantry, buddy.
Yep. CO2 gantry sounds like the way to go. Ben C says, thank you guys, by the way. You're awesome. LMA for life. We love to hear it, guys. If you love the channel and you want to support it, we are a viewer supported channel. So you guys, you the LMA members are the reasons that we all get to come here and hang out and do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. EST. And all the other content we put out on the channel, which has not been a lot because I've kind of had my hands tied and Kyle's had his hands tied. We're trying to bump like a lot of reviews out all at once, and it's been a little ridiculous. But we're here, we're alive, and we're working on lots of cool new stuff for you. Promise it's coming soon. Updates shortly. If you want to support that and make sure we can keep doing it, go check us out over at masters.lasereverything.net. I'm not going to talk about it a lot right now, but the marketplace is coming along very well. So if you're into selling engraving blanks or jigs, you want to participate in that community, reach out to me somehow, and maybe I will send you an invite link to be a vendor. That could be cool for you. And what else do we got? Links to the Facebook and Discord down in the description. Go check those out. They're free. Great help. Super fun. Michael's channel, Laser Engraving 911. I hope we see some fiber content. Are we going to see some fiber content soon? Is that coming?
Possibly. But I'm going to come up with something weird with the fiber.
Michael's going to be like, how to CO2 your fiber
vanilla
with a laser and color for less than $4.99. That's
plus UV.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go watch his fucking thumbnails piss me off. They're like, it's like a rainbow and then like a huge explosion. And it's like 911, get your laser profit for no money.
If you're mad about my thumbnails, wait till you see my next one. That's going to drop in a
your
few.
thumbnails. Your thumbnails are the Rex Kwon Do of thumbnails.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Do you want to be an amazing person?
Right.
Forget about it.
that's all I've got, guys. You can find the rest of these dudes, places.
Whoa.
Matt's a DLC. Whoa, douchebags. It's a love-hate relationship at the various places.
He loves to hate us.
We were making fun of you the other day, boys. I don't even know what your what's your business called? I don't even know the name of your business. Is it just Voice Engravings? Voice
Negative.
Engraves?
It's not even mine. It's my girlfriend's Amasiko Custom Designs because Amasiko means hope in her parents' native language.
Chill.
Right.
Okay,
So
check
something
that out.
personal to her.
pretty.
Maybe we'll
Yeah,
throw a
it's
link to
crazy.
that in the description. I don't think I've ever even seen your website. And
No. All we're doing is we're building our Spotify. Jesus Christ. Shopify. There we go. We're still working.
I got
on
you,
the
boys. I
website.
got you.
Work in progress.
Matt's at ELC Creations. Kyle is standing dutifully by my side everywhere I go, and Jimmy is about 4 steps behind me. So
This is called I'm a motherfucking hustler.com.
Jimmy's like, wait.
Ooh.
His is just the candy man. The candy
I want
man.
to do, but one of the things we'll do soon is let's help Jimmy set up an Etsy shop. He still needs, I just gave him my photo booth. He got a hand-me-down little fucking fold-up photo booth. He's going to take some pictures for listings, and we're going to come on. We're going to do a live stream. I don't care if it takes 8 fucking hours. We've done 8-hour live streams before, and we're going to build an Etsy shop for Jimmy to use.
Christmas morning, be here, guys.
He's got shit, dude, and he's going to understand it before we end the stream. So that's going to be a fun one. So we're going to get
that's
you all
another 4
set up.
hours, bro.
We're going to get you all set up, man.
By the way,
Another thing, if we didn't get to your question tonight, join the Discord or Facebook group. One of them.
Yeah.
We do our best to help out there, and the community is also great at helping each other.
Community is
That's
very
part of the beauty.
active on the Facebook and Discord. And if you need more direct help and you want to support the channel while you're at it, like we mentioned, the LMA, great place to go. Kyle and I are a little more attentive there just because, obviously. But that's all I got.
Smash the like button. Smash the like button, guys.
Don't smash the like button. What? Yeah, don't smash the like button because this video is just going to get deleted anyway. When the edit goes up, come back and smash the like button and leave a comment. If you smash the like button early, it'll help more people find the live stream. But if you smash the like button when we're closing out, it doesn't really do anything. So
never mind.
Smash it when the edit goes up, though. I think that's all I've got. Michael, you got any famous last words for us before you head out?
No.
Nope. Fuck you.
I'm good.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. We love you. We'll see you in the next one.
Later.
Peace.
See ya.